Hello, it is Miriam Mocha, and in this video I am going to be talking about some of the things you have to do with a veil chameleon, or any chameleon in general. Before I get started, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications to let you know whenever I post another video. With that being said, let's get into it. So like I said, this video is going to be about things you need to make sure you do for a veil chameleon or any kind of chameleon. And one of the big reasons I am doing this video is I did not realize it until today how dehydrated Zumi was. Before your veil chameleon gets to this dehydrated, there's some steps you can do for them. But if your veil chameleon is at this point, I can give you what you can do to help them to get to back where they can move around the cage. So what happened this morning is about 7 o'clock this morning, I was woken up with a thud. And I was like, what is that? We found Zumi at the bottom of his cage, and his eyes were all the way sunken in. I didn't realize he was that dehydrated, because yesterday I was holding him before I went to bed and he looked fine. So what I did was, with my shower, it has different settings on it, and one of the settings is like a rain water setting where it feels like a mist instead of the massager or the regular shower setting. From about 7 until 30 minutes ago, which it's 11:18 right now, 40 minutes ago, I was in the shower making sure he don't fall, or luckily the shower I have, it has a bench that you could sit on, and I had him on the bench and I was sitting on the ground. So for a good 3-4 hours, yeah, 3 hours, I was sitting on the ground in the shower while Zumi was getting rehydrated. So if you do get a chameleon, I would recommend you, especially during the summer, take them in there twice a day, 3 times a day, and help with the rehydration, help them stay hydrated. Because if they get so bad off, they will pretty much pass away. So you want to make sure that they don't do that. So what I'm going to be doing from now on is twice a day, on top of the water drip I have in the cage and the plants that I have in the cage, I give him kale. It's in a bowl that he can eat that has water. So I am going to be taking him and putting him in the shower for 30 to 40 minutes just to keep them hydrated, because their eyes are basically water, and when their eyes start sinking into their skull, it means that they are dehydrated. And his eyes were normal yesterday when I put him in there. So I don't know what happened from the time I put him back in the cage to the time I got up. So you want to make sure they stay hydrated. Another thing I did is I diluted a Pedialyte popsicle, because all I have right now is Pedialyte popsicles, with water. One of the things, if you have lizards, keep a syringe and a unflavored Pedialyte in your house, because if they are dehydrated, that's one way you can rehydrate them. So like I said, I have flavored popsicles, and I diluted it with water, and instead of cold water I did warm water. And I took the one I got is the one I had for when I had tonsil stones. I will put that in the description of this video so you can get one of those kind of things, because with a regular syringe it's just a round circle. This is actually like a tube that squirts water instead of a round thing that will be too big for their mouth. So please learn from my mistakes. They are really finicky and they don't live that long. So if you're not someone that has time to have a chameleon, the best thing is don't get a chameleon, because they are very finicky. It's sad that they don't live that long. In captivity, they only live 5 to 7 years, I think. 3 to 5 years. It's very short time. And I thought with it is, I don't know exactly how old he is. So I was thinking it was just his old age that was gonna have him pass away. So like I said, I need to do more videos with the lizards and Mocha. And if this is the first video you've watched, or you just recently got into watching my videos, I do have a chip-in, and a chip-in is a miniature pinscher Chihuahua mix. If you get one of those, they are really attached to one person. Whenever I leave Mocha for any amount of time, he starts crying and starts looking for me, trying to find out where I am. Even when I'm in the shower, he knows I'm still in the house, the shower or the bath. He comes in, makes sure I'm still there, and he walks back out. Or he lays on the mat in the bathroom. I have a crested gecko that I've had for 2 years now. As long as I've lived in this house, that's how long I've had Little Dude. I believe Little Dude is a male. I love him to death. He's the easiest one. You have to do, I might do a updated version of it. With him, he's so easy. I spray his cage down. I keep a little water dish in there. Change out his food every 2 to 3 days. Because he is older, you can take longer in between feedings. Then I have 2 leopard geckos, a normal leopard gecko, which the first one I got is Bob, and Bob is a girl, and Bob's gonna stay Bob, because most of my stuff I call either Bob, George. Some stuff, there's a reason to it. I don't know why I use those on some things. Bob is a adult. I've had her 2 years. In May, I think. I could actually tell you. I have it wrote in on my calendar. I don't have it wrote in on my calendar. Okay, I don't have Bob wrote in on my calendar. I got Bob either... Yes, I do. In June, I got Bob. Bob will be 2 years in June. Snow, which is a blizzard. What is Snow? A blizzard leopard gecko. And I got him in January. So I've had Snow a year now. No, I'm not gonna breed them. What happened with Snow is I wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want to go into PetSmart at the time. And my roommate called me and said, come in here and see these leopard geckos. And I got excited because I wanted at PetSmart, they're called fancy leopard geckos, which are the ones that cost a little bit more if you bought them from a breeder. And I was like, this is the actual kind I wanted to get. And my roommate bought it for me. And I found a 20 gallon long enclosure off of Facebook Marketplace. I was like, okay, there's Snow's house. I'm hoping that I can get Snow and Bob bigger enclosures because I have them both at the minimum size requirements. But they would thrive more if they had bigger enclosures. And then the reason I'm doing this video is I have a veiled chameleon, Zumi, and I've had Zumi 2 years. But when you go to pet stores and you see them in their enclosures at pet stores, they're little itty bitty things. Zumi was full size in the small enclosure, and I've never seen one like that. Basically, Zumi was a rehoming situation. The gentleman that got Zumi and returned him back to PetSmart said that he was mean and aggressive. Zumi's only bit me 2 or 3 times. One of the times was my fault. The other time was I was doing something outside. I put my hand down, and when I put my hand down, his mouth was open and he bit down on my hand. When he's outside, yes, he's very aggressive. And he's unhappy when he's outside. But the only reason I take him outside is so he can get the natural UV rays, UVB and UVA, I think it is, that they need from the sun. So I take him outside during the summer to get sun. I sit out there with him anywhere from 30 to an hour, depending on how long I can handle it. And then he gets the natural heat from the sun and all that. So, yeah. Veiled chameleons or chameleons in general, if you get one, be very patient with them. Take your time with them. Make sure their housing's correct. Make sure everything's correct. I'm actually, with what went on today, is going to be looking on Facebook Marketplace to see if I can find a glass enclosure. And the only reason I'm getting a glass enclosure instead of another screen enclosure is I want to spray the enclosure down, mist it down 2 to 3 times throughout the day while I'm in the office instead of in the bedroom. Because especially during the summer, they need more misting down so they can stay hydrated. That's all the big reasons. And since I'm using my phone, you'll be seeing me scroll up and all that. If I find an enclosure, I will do a tour of it and show you the setup, how I have it. And the only time he's going to be in this type glass enclosure is during the day when I'm in the office, so I can watch him and make sure he is okay. That's another reason I want to do sim videos in that, but to keep my kids basically healthy, happy, and all that, I'll give up that thing and I will continue doing unboxing videos, taste testing videos, and that kind of stuff. I've got to do more on my reptiles, so more videos like this can go out and give people that are thinking about getting a reptile some things to think about. Do your research. There are plenty of reptile videos out there, but the biggest thing I can say is do your research before you get a new pet and bring a new pet into your house, because you don't want them to pass away. You want them to thrive their best life and love them and give them what they need to thrive. I know this video is a little bit longer than my normal ones. I'm sorry about that, but I want to put it out there. Do research before you get a pet. Take your time. Have the proper setup also before you get your pet home. Don't get a pet, then start going crazy trying to figure out how you're going to get that pet, the proper setup and all that. So yeah, do your research. I'm going to keep saying that. Do your research on animals. Dogs and cats are easy because you feed them. You give them love. You give them water in a water dish. Have toys for them. Have a bed. Take them to PetSmart if they love PetSmart. Take them outside. Dogs, take them outside and let them run around and get energy out. Take them for walks. But reptiles are you need to do research. You need to know you've got the time, the energy, the love, and the right equipment for the reptile you're getting. So yeah, I am going to end this video here. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications to let you know whenever I post another video. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you watch this. Bye.